This is Marley K. Hope everybody is doing well. Got a story. Well, I have three stories that I want to share with you. All of these stories are tied to the possibility of war. And other European nations are talking about conscripting women. And it's not just, the poor nations, even wealthy nations are talking about this. So, for all the people who were pro equality, pro diversity, equity, and inclusion, pro women joining the military, or not, that's one thing y'all didn't think about when you were going for that. But now, if you can do everything a man can do or better, then they want you to go fight. So, there's that. And they're modeling their women in military, especially younger women, is going to be modeled after the Israeli IDF. So it's not looking good, people. All right, this story came out April 3rd. It says Danish women to be blah, blah, conscripted into the military from 2026. So it said Denmark intends to conscript women for military service from 2026 due to the need to mobilize the combat power of the country, as stated by the acting chief of defense, Michael Heidelgaard, TASS reports. Okay, so it says the Danish armed forces need all the combat power that we can mobilize. To do this, we need to recruit people from all over society. The conscription of women will expand our opportunities to attract the most capable and motivated young Danes, regardless of gender. See? Mr. Heidelgaard said, as quoted by the Danish Defense Ministry. He stressed that diversity enhances problem solving and creates a stronger defense. Now look at there. Look at there. Look at there. Not look at there. Look at there. See what they done? See what they done? And trick these women. And anyway, according to the Defense Ministry, it was originally planned to start conscripting women into the military service from the beginning of 2027, but the first draft groups with full equality will be operational from 2026. Danish Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen, in turn, said that the country's armed forces should recruit more people, quote, in light of the current situation, end quote, in defense and security and policy. So that's just one story. Now, the other story is from Ukraine. Get out of here, Ed. Okay, so this story is top Kiev official wants women conscripted into army. So it says presidential aide Pavel Palisa has suggested learning from the Israeli experience. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. This story came out on April 14th, 2025. And it is from the bignewsnetwork.com. It says the Ukrainian presidential administration's deputy head, Colonel Pavel Palisa, has voiced support for mandatory conscription, which is another fancy word for draft, for women, drawing inspiration from the Israeli approach. Ukraine is facing a shortage of troops, leading enlistment officers to employ aggressive tactics shown in numerous eyewitness videos. In an interview with the investigative journalism outlet behus.info, published on Saturday, Palisa emphasized that the need for a structured transition period to help the public adapt to the idea that military service should be a universal obligation. Keep in mind, you see the word universal? All right, that's where they have been driving us to, and now we're here. And you can't backpedal out of it because it's everywhere. He also proposed that individuals who have not served in the military be restricted from accessing certain government benefits and opportunities, including employment in public service roles. So, that could mean anything like going to public college or university, different things. If you needed like any of the social safety nets, you can be denied those for uh, dodging the draft. Quote, if a citizen claims to support the state, job, education, I don't know. In general, to claim some payments from the state budget, they should serve. There is a minimum contract. Let it be annual, the official suggested. Now, keep in mind, just bringing these things out to you. If they're going to do it there, they're probably going to do it here. So for the ladies who's getting all these food stamps and living in public housing and getting all these other, public benefits, it's highly likely you're going to be asked to give something from the state, from the government. So, and it goes for anybody who's in draft age. So keep that in mind. Public insurance, public anything, they can demand a portion of your time to be dedicated to military service. Polisa went on to state that both men and women in a modern army have a lot of different jobs. Now, how wild it sounds. No matter how wild it sounds now. Maybe we need to learn the experience of Israel in this, he explained. No, hell, we don't. We don't need to know nothing from them people. After the conflict with Russia escalated in February 2022, Ukraine implemented martial law and announced a general mobilization preventing able-bodied men aged 18 to 60 from leaving the country. Both measures have been extended multiple times. So they've declared martial law multiple times, and then the preventing men aged 18 to 60 from leaving. And I don't know if y'all been hearing about the stuff that they have been, had going on over there, but they was like riding around in vans, scooping up people and taking them to serve. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, ain't nobody just volunteering to sign up for nothing no more. People are waking up and seeing what time it is. So, again, take note. In response to the mobilization drive being marred by corruption and draft dodging, last year the Ukrainian government lowered the conscription age to 25 and implemented stricter penalties for evading the draft and desertion. Since February, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry has been offering enrollment incentives to men aged 18 to 24 who are not subject to compulsory service. Chief among these is compensation for 1 million hryvnia, or that's $24,000 for 1 year of service. The ministry has also released several videos showcasing how the money could supposedly enhance recruits' lives. So they're offering people $24,000 to possibly get killed per year for a war they didn't sign up for. Just think about that now. However, according to Polisa, fewer than 500 men have signed such contracts. Quote, some agreed verbally but never followed through with signing. In some cases, parents intervened. Others thought, peace is coming soon. No need for this. There were all kinds of reasons, he said, commenting on the low number. The low number is people ain't signing up. Nobody giving their life for nothing no more. And nobody gets nothing for their service. So, people are just at their wits' end. They see, the whole world is seeing the writing is on the wall. So the only way that they're going to get people is to force people into the military. And now they're adding women because the men will not sign up. So ladies who are for diversity, equity, and inclusion, y'all videos and y'all rants and y'all marching and protests, that's coming back to bite y'all in y'all's butt. I've been a traditional woman, and I'm glad. I don't want to go fight nothing. I don't want to go fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter. All right. The last story that I have is from the express.co.uk. And this story came out on March the 16th, 2025. And it says conscription age range for women in the UK if World War III starts. So if World War III starts, women in Europe will have to be drafted. Many experts fear we are closer to World War III than we have ever been for decades. All right, so it says when you think of wartime conscription, which is draft, you potentially think of young men heading to the front lines to fight for our freedom. But in the unlikely but possible event that World War III breaks out, women could be conscripted too. Now, this is the third European country. Conscription, aka mandatory military service, was last used in the UK in 1960. But with the mounting tensions worldwide, there has been talk of boosting Britain's military numbers, especially if Russia were to not stop at Ukraine with its attempt to expand its borders. Not only that, but just yesterday, U.S. President Donald Trump admitted he thinks the U.S. will annex Greenland, while he continued to threaten fellow NATO member Canada with more tariffs unless it becomes a 51st state and cedes its sovereignty. So, you know, that is what is going on in the world. I want y'all to know, ladies, that if they're doing it over there, they're going to do it over here. So if you have daughters, granddaughters, nieces, and nephews, etc., you should be paying attention to what's going on overseas, because they could do the same thing here. And y'all know what the plan is, to get rid of a certain number of people in 2025 in Western nations. So with that said, please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload new content. Follow me on Odyssey, Rumble, and on Instagram. The links are in the description. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider donating Venmo or Coffee, because the channel is not sponsored by anyone, and I do not monetize this channel so that folks don't have to be annoyed with ads and so on and so forth. I don't know if it's monetized or not, but I mean, if you see ads or how many you see, but my channel isn't monetized for that reason, and because I want to be able to say what I can say. Lastly, continue to prep, pray, seek the Most High, obey those law, statutes, and commandments, keep that Sabbath, make sure you repent daily for sins of commission and sins of omission, and stay out of them folk business. One thing we can do is not give them power, not give them energy. You know, we got to look out for the things that we have to look out for that are going to potentially harm us. But there are some things that do not align with the ways of the Most High, and we should avoid those things. We should begin living set apart, and we need to be thinking about our own selves, because folks will drag you into some stuff that they ain't got no business dragging you in, and you'll be dead and gone, and their family will still be here living their best life, getting richer and richer until the Most High comes to judge them. So be wise in all you do, and understand there's a game being played, and we need to make sure we are playing 3D chess right along with them. All right, this is Marley K. Love y'all. And I am out of here.